Hello. Greetings, friends. Today I wanted to watch with you a small video from ShoeOnHead called The Male Protector Fantasy. Is it incel to want to be a father? Prepare for a lot of yapping, I guess. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Your eggs are drying up. If you're a woman online, you have probably heard that many times. Perhaps this image haunts you at night. It is a true fact that women's fertility begins to decline at age 30, and they suddenly wake up and get what we call baby fever. But what about the men? Do their sperms rot? Do their balls shrivel up into little raisins and die? Do they wake up one day and get baby fever? Do men have a biological clock in the same way women do? I've briefly joked about this in videos before. In fact, a clip of mine from a video I did a few months ago actually went viral recently thanks to the VTuber Smugalana.
Ah, yes, the male biological clock. It's not physical, but spiritual.
Men will deny this, but they absolutely have a biological clock. It may not hit in your teens or your 20s, but one day you're going to have a dream. You have a little daughter making pancakes with your wife in the morning, and you're not going to be able to get it out of your head.
Oh my God.
And the comments were full.
I mean, yeah, of course. Wanting to be a parent is inherent to the human nature, no matter if you're a female or a male. But that will differ depending on who you are. Because some people have that from the beginning and some people don't. Some people only get it way too late for their own good. I, for one, I wanted to always have a family, so I come from that perspective.
Of men discussing their dreams to start a family. There is not much discussion about men's desire to have children. Like many things, it's not really something they talk about publicly. That was until a certain video game came out.
Just, what are you?
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art pragmata created here at the Cradle. I possess basic life-saving...
How about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Pragmata is a sci-fi action game where you play as astronaut Hugh Williams, who is sent to investigate an abandoned moon base. He meets a childlike android named Diana, and they team up to survive and escape the space station. Along the way, they uncover what went wrong and defeat the bad guys, all while forming a strong emotional bond.
I'm counting on you, kiddo.
But it seems to have awakened something deep within gamers, especially male gamers. The urge to get married and have kids. I'm not planning on getting...
She says that, but the most things I've seen, like, yeah, of course, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, there are, of course, the men that see this and want a child. But for the most part, I've seen female VTubers react to this, or female streamers, and they go out as hard as this one.
Getting married and having kids, but damn, this game is like fatherhood calling to me. Is this how women feel about their biological clocks? This game makes me want a daughter. What is this feeling inside me? It can't be. It's like, I want to protect. It's like, I want to be a dad. They won me over. The white baby makes me feel paternal. I will burn anyone and anything that tries to harm her. This game is dragging out the innate dad instinct. I want to like Pragmata, but I can't, knowing that men are also enjoying it. This is a game for incels. Babe, wake up! It's time for your yearly gamer culture war slap! It's 2014 forever, man. We are never going to escape.
Talking about 2014, that was actually pretty much the time I found Shue for the first time. Gamergate 1 days. Such a good time. When people thought the left was actually not wanting to kill us. Well, how things went. Quite off the deep end.
Ape, Mr. Gamergate's wild ride. In this video, we are going to discuss the facts and theories behind the so-called male biological clock, after we discuss the drama surrounding the game Pragmata, and how a bunch of men expressing a simple, wholesome desire, the desire to start a family, has turned into yet another culture war. Yet another gender war. The gender war. Men versus women, women versus men, the male loneliness epidemic, the female loneliness epidemic, dealing with dating apps, hookup culture. Do men like curvy or thin women?
Actually, there's an important point here. I personally think as well that maybe we should less. I think maybe there is a reason for that. For the man versus woman thing. But it is not rooted in man or woman themselves. We are actually built to work together as a unit. But this entire thing of man versus woman is really just childish behavior from where people didn't graduate from yet. It's kind of a sad thing to see, especially considering that only get more problems from that, and people turn to be more psychotic. And frankly, one of my most important topics as of the current date, the birth rates will go down, and with that society will kinda collapse, and future is at stake. We need children for the future, and bringing up man against woman is a smart idea to kill the human race.
Do women like dad bods or fit men? Do they like beards or clean shaven? Oh yeah, that reminds me. Before we get deeper into this video, let's quickly...
Hands-on shaving. I actually bought one because of ShoeOnHead's ads. Yeah, they are perfectly fine and good to use, especially since the blades are pretty cheap, and so there is no big quality issue with the body of it.
Quickly give a shout out to today's sponsor, Henson Shaving. For the last few decades, razors haven't been designed to work better. They've been designed to be marketed better. More features, more gimmicks, more blades. Just add one more blade, bro. One more blade, I promise, bro. One more blade. While skin irritation is just treated like something you just have to deal with. And a major cause for irritation is blade flex, because most razors use springs to let the blades move as you shave. That helps them adapt to like different angles, but also causes extra tugging and razor burn. Most people just learn to cope with like aftershave and cold water, fixing the symptoms instead of the cause. The question nobody asks is, should the blade even move? And here's where Henson Shaving comes in. By fully supporting a two-sided blade all across its length, they hold the blade in place, preventing any bouncing or skipping, resulting in an irritation-free shave. No springs, no movement, no need to compensate with pressure. And there's something really satisfying about that. Not just getting a better shave, but finally fixing something that's been quietly annoying you for years. Like when you spend months wondering why you don't feel rested even after you get 8 hours sleep, and then you realize, oh, I need a new mattress. You don't need more aftershave, you need a new razor. And since I switched to Henson, I noticed that my shaves have been smoother than ever. No tugging, no cuts. The best part is, once you invest in a Henson razor, it is a lifetime purchase. The only thing you need to replace are the blades, which cost just 10 cents each. So once you own the razor, you'll only be spending like $3 to $5 per year. Henson offers a variety of different colors. I have the rose gold. I think it's so cute. So if you're tired of razor burn, skin irritation, and overpaying for replacement blades, Henson Shaving is definitely worth checking out. Just head over to hensonshaving.com/shoe and add both a Henson razor and 100 blades to your cart. Then enter code SHOE at checkout to get the blades for free with your purchase. Big thanks to Henson for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad. Right? Now, let's get back to the video. Throughout Throughout history, there have been countless stories centered around a very specific dynamic: the adult protector and a child. You see it everywhere. In video games, they call it a dad simulator. The Walking Dead, The Last of Us, God of War, Detroit Become Human, BioShock, Life is Strange. Also movies like Logan, True Grit, in a way, Monsters Inc. Shows like The Mandalorian. Literature has done it forever with The Road, Les Miserables, and many, many others. It shows up time.
It's almost as if this is something that just exists in real life, and art reflects that.
Time and time again, because it taps into something deeply human. The instinct to protect, to guide, to teach, to nurture something more vulnerable than yourself. It is a beautiful and powerful story that has been told for centuries. And you're like really weird and an incel for enjoying it, actually.
Well, if we have seen one thing in the past years, it's that you are not allowed as a man to like things. You are supposed to just be... How can I cannot say that without YouTube having a problem with it. There was a feminist head once that may have talked about men being nothing more than a walking pleasure toy, I guess I can call it. There is a little bit of a movement there that hates masculinity and every kind of man or father figure. I don't know what the movement is called, but you may know.
Incel game. If you buy this game, I'm gonna assume you are a pedophile. I feel like it's a breach of...
Also, this is quite the interesting movement right there. Wanting to protect a child, making you a pedophile, is very, very smart, culturally speaking, to present, especially since that will only lose you everything, every goodwill you had before. Like, if you had any goodwill before, more or less, then you... Like, if you had goodwill before, yeah, you will just lose it then. There is no good PR you can get out of being known for the people that dislike the basic human masculine experience that everyone kind of feels. Just like that, there is another big trope in the game which a lot of us can resonate, a lot of us men can resonate with, and that's the going out protecting something. As in, you give up your own life if it means that something you love can go on and live on. And if you want to take that away, people will not be happy. And they will not look at you with good eyes, and you will only lose. Which is, I guess, good for me culturally, because I don't even need to fight them, they fight themselves by them talking. Which in this case, yeah, go on. Further call them incels for wanting to protect the children. That's always a very good message. It will not get you any hate or... or will make you look bad in turn. Yeah, probably. I believe in you.
Ethics at this point to design child characters for an audience of majority male gamers. Like, let's stop with the defenseless girl the big strong man has to protect. This reeks of sexism and control. I hate these father simulator games. They always give me the creeps. This is low Kirkenuanly fascist propaganda and gives me pedo vibes. Wouldn't it be cool if I sneezed right now? Fascist propaganda. If this is fascist propaganda, slap me and call me Adolf. Zoomer.
Okay, Adolf, because we all know that a big part of... as the resident German, I have to say that, of course, there was a Medal of Honor for a woman that birthed children in World War II, in Germany of 1939 to 1945, which after that sadly got removed. No incentive anymore to get children. None at all. but it still worked, I guess. They have a point. Yeah. They should not reproduce. They should just let the right wing continue on. It's our thing. I can't say that with a straight face. Yeah. Yeah.
Women really look at a wholesome game involving a child and wait, what the f is low Kirkenuanly? After hearing
That's what I thought. What the fuck did they write there?
about toxic masculinity for the past 15 years now, finally a topic comes up where it's overwhelmingly positive masculinity. And what is the response? I think the funniest thing about the Pragmata controversy is that those incels genuinely think they could ever get near enough to a woman to impregnate one. It's not nuanced. Pragmata is blatant.
Well, there's some real life lore. The only reason I don't have a child currently is me. I want to renovate a home and have a home first before I get children. If it's about my girlfriend, so she would be right there. So I guess once again, it's not even projecting. They are just wrong on all levels. It's factual wrongness. They are just so wrong that they are even wronger somehow, and everything they think is just wrong on all levels.
Catered to male gooner gamers. Why are people thinking this is sexual or makes you a pedophile? Because men are notorious for being peds and disgusting humans. They sexualize everything. You are not very smart. A lot of
Yeah, it's only men, by the way. There is no other one who would ever, no other gender would ever do this. It's not like anything ever came out. It's not like there's a shoe video about this stuff. No, not at all.
loser males who often turn to gaming are pedos. It is an unconscious strategy to avoid.
What is this? Even before it's done, we are once again back to factual wrongness, to say a word I learned 2 weeks ago. A lot of loser males who often turn to gaming are pedos. Wait a second. Right there. You know that gamers are such a huge demographic. And a lot of them you would call losers, I guess. That Gamergate 1 is probably the reason why currently conservative and right-wing opinions have greater sway in the public domain. It has probably to do with gamers. So antagonizing gamers themselves is the stupidest move you can make for your point. Like, okay, Torst, not everyone thinks as tactical as you. Yeah, probably. They probably don't think at all when they write that. But it's like basic logic. Even the ideology they have is, at this point, what they believe is so wrong that they couldn't even hope to get the majority of anything in the democracy we are in the West, for the most part. Like, this is so stupid on all senses, unless this is rage bait. This is pretty much the point I want to make. This is so unserious. Like, if this would come on my X feed, the only thing I would do is laugh at it, because it's just so stupid. That's what my next video, or one of my next videos, will be, where I go through Twitter, the discussion, wasn't really a discussion, a Twitter dialogue I had. There are some points at which you just can't laugh, because it is so nonsensical that everyone sees that it's nonsensical, and everyone who doesn't see that it's nonsensical are themselves nonsensical. Where you only argue to have argued the point, so it doesn't stand there without counterpoints, I guess. But that's not really a point where this would be needed.
Avoid competing with chat, as well as complementing their own pure adjourniness. Stall development. What?
Good question. What was that? What was that end?
Y'all are full of shit talking about dad instincts and whatever. We know.
The only thing we see from the name is, of course, the flag and
know why the f you want to play the game.
I want to puke. I read this ahead and I want to puke.
You want to crack the little blonde bimbo slut.
Why is it always the people that are trans that think like that? Not everyone that is trans thinks like that, but it's so often. And especially the big voices.
What? This character design creeps me out. Why does she look like a doll? Why is this blonde child with a blowout running around barefoot? I've not yet played the game. Is this expanded on in the plot? Or is this just eye candy for creeps? I feel like I'm going insane. She just looks like a cute kid to me. Like, that is just literally a cute little kid. I do not see the sexualization, and I am a huge pervert, mind you. I do not see what the f these people are talking.
Yeah, I can see it. I was on the most degenerate places of the internet. I also don't see that here at all. Interesting people with interesting views on things. They have gooned beyond the moon. They are so far gone that they don't think there's any saving for them.
About? Are there creepy people on the internet who are sexualizing Diana? Yes, absolutely yes. It is a small minority, but it is still disgusting. In fact, a subreddit had to...
Of course. On this channel, we don't support pedophilia. This might be a hot take, but I'm not a big fan of them.
be shut down because people were making not safe for work art of this child, which honestly is not shocking. It's Reddit. But that's not the game's fault. The game has nothing creepy in it. These creepy people will always exist, unfortunately. I have made several videos about...
How was it again with Blue Sky and the early stages of Blue Sky? What did they have there when all the leftists got over there? I don't want to pin this on political side, by the way. But, well, you know, trans flag and bio.
These people existing. People getting mad here are not getting mad at the people sexualizing Diana. That would be completely understandable. It would make sense if they were going to the accounts that were doing that and calling them creeps, but no. They're for some reason just getting mad at people liking and enjoying the game. They're just spurging out and randomly calling everyone and anyone incels. Why did they make her look like a porn star though? Why?
Okay, yeah, I just let it stand there.
Why is the child sexy? Are you okay? These Twitter freaks see a child, immediately sexualize them, and think everyone else is as creepy as they are. Like, no bitch, that's you. And Reddit, you
Yes, that would be the special case of projection.
and Reddit. There is nothing in this video game that caters to the freaks except for the fact that Diana is a child. Compare that to like Cuties, where there were up-closes of real children twerking. That is media. That is catering to those people. An article recently came out from the outlet The Gamer that in the beginning talks about what happened on the Reddit and how disgusting some people are being towards the character Diana. Okay, fair enough, I agree. But then towards the end, the author throws in something very telling. I have not yet played Pragmata, and that's because I'm a little tapped out on stories where men adopt daughter-like figures and prove their masculinity by protecting them. That is their real problem. Men protecting people. That's just them proving their masculinity. And as we all know, masculinity bad. Blatantly not fuel, whether you agree.
Yes, what feminism has done for our society, for the most part, is giving us toxic femininity and reducing positive masculinity. Because all kinds of masculinity are the patriarchy. So the patriarchy has to go.
Agree with it or not, the average attraction trope on a little girl, blonde, blue eyes. I mean, the whole game.
How do they think do we get hot, blonde, blue-eyed women? Do they just spawn as fully formed women? Or do they start with brown eyes and brown hair as children? Besides that, this doesn't even make sense. I personally never had like this special thing for a certain hair color or a certain eye color. I more or less focus on the person I got there. That's what I look for in a partner. Is the person worthy for or good for a long-term relationship can we good work together. So I don't know what that's about. I can read what is on the screen again, and we all know where this goes.
Game is low-key Nazi propaganda, to be fair. I think the men who play this are probably creepy, but how is it Nazi propaganda? Blonde, blue-eyed toddler and tiaras looking white girl you have to save is literally Nazi propaganda straight out of the 1930s, dude. Sorry, I don't see it. Ugh, I really don't have the energy to deal with this. Just use your brain.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. Flawless argumentation. 10 out of 10 would do it again, I guess.
Sorry, I don't have the energy to explain my schizophrenic paranoid delusion. Good. I don't have the energy to listen to it. Listen, I know we're all used to seeing gay, black, Hispanic, disabled furries in media lately, but I promise you, white people still exist. It's not Nazi propaganda. I feel like this girl character is an objectification of the idea.
No, white people in themselves are Nazi propaganda, especially if you want to have white people existing. Europe is the only continent, or fake continent, I guess, that is not allowed its natives to exist. Although we all know that whites aren't the natives of Europe. The Vikings were black, as were the British, and of course Jakub created the white people, so...
Idealized child. She's pulled right from the patriarchal white supremacist imagination. The perfect pure white girl child that must be protected so she can produce the next white generation. Anyway, funny how you...
That's a nice scene. That's actually a great scene. Well made, sure, well made.
Y'all have paternal instincts for a child with a model woman's face plastered on it. Make her look like an actual kid with missing teeth, short hair, bare face, snot, and see if those instincts kick in the same. This game is...
Yes, they would. I actually would prefer the one on the right over the one on the left. I will not lie. Because that looks actually cuter.
Openly catering to pedos. The gaslighting is over. Wait, I'm trying to follow the logic here. Let me just give myself some brain damage. So we make her look more like a child in order to not cater to pedophiles?
That is true, though. Oh, sometimes I'm stupid. That is a very obvious thing right there.
Am I following that correctly? Also, the face on the left is like a child 6 to 7 years old, and the one on the right is like a 3-year-old. Diana's a robot kid. She's not a robot toddler. Also, again, she looks like a kid. Am I going insane? Like, that looks just like a little kid. Do they just want her to look ugly? Is that what this is? They want her to be ugly? Like, I need more brain damage. Hold on. Weeb incel gamers LARPing saying, ooh, I want to be a dad now, because they're manipulative, creepy freaks and like the ooh little girl with the model face, especially the lolicons, obviously. The devs know the male gamers hate a realistic or ugly child, because that's not what they're playing.
Yeah, of course. Every time I look at my nephews, I look at them and I'm like just disgusted by...
If they made her look like a realist...
What is this? What's up with the people? It's not about... I cannot logic this. There is no logic there to begin with. Whatever you say.
Ugly child,
Retard.
None of them would be saying this. First of all, why are they acting like it's realistic to portray children as ugly and disgusting? Children are not ugly and disgusting. Like, they're cute and adorable. That's what they're known for. Like,
Yes, correct.
yes, she's made to look cute. Yes. That's how you know this game was not made by Western video game developers. That's how you know there was no Liliths on the dev team here. You guys would lose your shit.
And there is one character type you are allowed to make hot in the West. And that's Leon Scott Kennedy. That's the male character that is liked by the woman.
while playing Bioshock. Actually, Bioshock is a really good example of this design working right. The little sisters are all gross and have gray-green skin. No, you don't understand. Everything around me must be ugly as f***, or I will furiously start masturbating. This all sounds like—
This sounds actually, and the first thing, if it would be woman that wrote this, I don't know. Looks more like extension of the crab mentality, crab in the bucket mentality, but extended onto children, which is creepy, which is very creepy. The crabs in the bucket mentality should normally only go to your competitors, not to children. And when you think about dating and stuff like that, if you see children as your competitors, then there is something deeply wrong with you. I'm sorry that you heard it from a random guy, Angel guy on the internet.
from Gamergate. It's like 2014 discourse, because it is 2014 discourse. Please don't let there be Gamergate 2.0. Who's going to be the ShoeOnHead?
Yeah, technically, don't we already have Gamergate 2.0?
2.0 to emerge from the Gamergate 2.0. If she's listening now, just, this might sound very vague, but don't. That thing? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hugh, thanks for talking to me all the time. Ta-da!
Is this supposed to be when we first boarded the tram?
Uh-huh. I drew it. It's for you.
Look at that. You wrote your name, too. Not half bad, kiddo.
This robot girl makes me uncomfortable, and the fact that I haven't seen female gamers fawn over her is interesting. I've seen more clips of her and that man, and that is not how kids behave. Something weird is going on here. The something weird going on here is you, ma'am. You are the something weird. Men like the Father Simulator game where you have to protect a small child and shoot up a bunch of robots.
Woman too. Look at all the female streamers that played it and was like, oh, so cute. It's not just men. It's a universal experience. Because, believe it or not, mothers also want to protect their children.
Bots in space? Suspicious! Also, I have seen plenty of female gamers fawn over this character.
Me. Yeah. Okay. Everything's all about you.
Who would win? Decades of anti-natalist propaganda? One little bean. There were even women cosplaying as her. And when women even express—
The cosplay is funny. Anti-natalist propaganda will not win simply because of the nature. We can't deny it, but at the end it will come out. But if there is anything to the anti-natalist propaganda, I guess the ones that currently espouse it should follow it.
Just how cute they thought Diana was, they're also met with this. Oh my god, Diana is so precious and adorable. I'm gonna love this game. Thanks for telling everyone why you want to play the game, before you make up some other excuse to hide your pedophilia.
Was that a woman? If yes, then man, you just contradicted the other woman the other time that talked about that it's males that are like that are pedophiles. And that was probably a woman, so sorry you just lost your good boy card because you disagreed with a woman that was a feminist. We have to take you out to the camps.
What? Water guns are the best. I like it just as much as crayons. I like how the sand feels on my toes. I press down and sink in. Children don't act like this. This is how someone who fetishizes fatherhood wants children to behave. To normal people, it's actually deeply off-putting. The best part was all the actual parents, like, replying to these people like, yeah, no, that is literally how my 5-year-old acts. It's like, yeah, no, that's pretty accurate. Fetishizing you mean the human desire?
I want to get a better picture than the other one of still frame of her. Fetishizing fatherhood. How can you? Isn't a fetish something that is more fringe and not normal? Because I'm pretty sure that everyone needs a father. So fatherhood is the most normal thing next to motherhood, which is also the most normal thing we got out here. It's like fetishizing sex. I don't know.
To procreate and start a family. Oh, you want to meet a woman and settle down and have a family? Maybe have a house, 2 dogs. You sick f***. We've reached radioactive levels of incel propaganda. What the f*** does incel mean anymore? I feel like I ask this in every single video. This tweet got thousands of likes. I feel like I am going insane. Where does the incel part come from? Like, they want men to be open about their emotions, and then men are open about their emotions, and then they're just called Nazis or incels or both.
Yeah, I wanted to finish the point, that's why I paused and resumed. I mean, it's not incel propaganda. Clearly, I don't have to argue this point, I think. And if you think I have to argue this point, then here is the explanation of what an incel is, I guess. An incel, an involuntary celibate, someone that doesn't have sex, not because he doesn't want to, but because he can't, because a woman won't let him, which I don't want to mean to them, I guess. And there became a community out of that. That is true. There are true cells, fake cells. I don't know. So of course, involuntary. What has that to do with fatherhood, right? How could such a game be propaganda for it? But I think what they mean with incel is man. Once again, it's just a derogatory word for man for them. They don't care what it means or what it meant. Most people, once a word reaches the masses, they don't care about what it means anymore. It's everywhere. It's with every word. It's just with woke, Nazi. It's all the same. It's just like words that get thrown around. Yeah, of course there are people that still use them and mean them with their actual meanings. But it's not like, or then the new meanings they took up, I guess. But every word that gets big loses its meaning because they will use it for everything. That's why I like a selective language where you think about what you say and then don't try to overuse such words.
Usually both. It's usually
Not that I think about what I say. I'm stupid.
a package deal. And this tweet came from a man to make things worse. A grown-ass man saw another grown-ass man speaking about the normal human desire to want a family and want children one day, and called him an incel. Cockroach behavior.
In any case, what is this? Capcom's Pragmata. Wait, did it come out already? Pragmata, it's making thousands of people suddenly want to start a family. You play as Hugh, a soldier, stranded on a ruined lunar research station. His job is protecting the childlike android Diana while fighting rogue AI. In one emotional moment, she gives him a crayon drawing of the two of them together as a little family. Even streamers who say at the start they didn't want kids end up breaking down happy in tears. So what's really interesting about this is all of these unfuckable losers in the gaming sphere always talk about like starting families and stuff. And I don't understand like why this has become a thing that they care about. Like, if you're a gamer, you should care about things that you actually experience. You should care about things that you actually enjoy, right? If you're a
Because that's how fiction works, guys. You care about things in your games that you actually live out in real life.
lonely gamer who has never been around a woman and will never have sex with a woman, why do you care? Like, why do you care about having children?
Also, once again, I currently see Kaya sitting there, and I exactly know where this will go. He generalizes the crowd of gamers, which is like one of the biggest crowds there is. He overgeneralizes them to be what he thinks is a little incel community. Bro, the amount of married men in the gamer community is like so big. Well, what do I know?
Children or like riding for having children, like it's just not something that you're gonna experience ever for your life, for the rest of your life, right? This is something that I never understand.
Wow, maybe there's a reason people are yearning to start a family and can't afford to have one and can't seem to find a partner. They feel alienated from their work and atomized from their community. If only there was a political commentator around to speak about all this. Oh well, guess not. First of all, the only care about something if it affects you is extremely libertarian coded and also very weird coming from a guy who understandably wants everybody to care about
Not right-wing libertarian coded.
a genocide that is happening across the ocean? Second of all, what is this nihilistic horseshit? Yeah, never aspire for anything, never aim.
Leftist is nihilistic. Whoa, what a shocker. I'm sorry, Shue, but you know where leftism comes from? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was like a man that you know called Marx. He was not a big fan of religions. In his piece on the Jewish question, he talks about that a bit more. Yeah, I don't know why leftists would be nihilistic and godless.
For greatness and meaning. This is the dude the media wants us to believe is going to save young men from the alt-right pipeline. Yeah, okay. And I love how he's like, unfuckable losers. Like, okay, congrats on the sex, bro. Check out this sex haver over here. I'm sure all those unfuckable losers could easily go to foreign brothels and pay for sex like you, Hassan. Something weird about a man who could easily, consensually get sex from a woman, but chooses to go to a brothel. I don't know. Just saying. Also, 35? No kids? Like, I'm sorry, that just pisses me off. Like, sitting in his ugly ass.
Do you want Hassan to have kids is the question. The people who spread anti-natalist propaganda shall live by it. Because their ideas are a cancer for society, and that is probably what they will teach their children.
$600 Gucci sweater. I swear I've never seen this guy in a fucking normal-ass t-shirt. Sitting on his high horse, looking down at people for wanting something more out of life. I don't understand how someone could be so mentally mind-raped that this is their reaction to such like a simple, wholesome concept. Like literally no joke, the entire meaning of life is somehow confusing to Hassan Piker, anti-natalist. If I saw a child that looked like that, I'd probably attack it. I felt like hitting her. The right-wing nutjobs seeing this and
First person that talks in this. Once again, a certain flag in bio. I feel tired. I'm just tired, man. Yes, being aggressive towards a child is a very good way to present your points and a very good way to establish yourself as the good guy. Once again, these are the people that want to beat you over the head with morals, by the way.
and feeling paternal instincts are just predators. The only instinct I feel as a man right now is self-defense. I want to kill it. Yes, the ones saying they want to protect a kid are the predators, not the ones saying they want to kill it. The only thing I felt while watching this is pure bloodlust for that annoying creature. I hate children so much. Before you come at me, yes, I'm a 35-year-old crazy cat lady and proud of it. Stay mad. First of all, every time you see a little smiley face like that, that's how you know that person is madder than they've ever been in their entire life. Listen, obviously if you simply don't want kids, that's fine, like whatever. Not everyone wants kids, not everyone wants to be a parent. But the societal attitude, the difference between men and women here, how they handle this situation is so, like, fascinating to me.
I'm probably never having kids. I'm probably gonna play video games for the rest of my life. I'm probably gonna be as hot for as long as I can. And I'm probably gonna keep making money. That's probably what's gonna happen for the next 40 years until I die. People are just gonna keep being mad at me about it. Menopause is gonna hit me like a brick wall, but at least I will be getting the bag until then. You don't want kids? I'll do it whenever I want. I don't think I'm running out of time.
Absolute delusion. I feel like a lot of men in this situation are like, damn, I wish I had a family, that sucks. Women overcompensate and they pretend to be proud of it, and it just comes off as really kind of...
We see that a lot in society currently. The overcompensation and making everything a thing to be proud of. Every little thing. I don't know where that comes from.
sad. And I guess it's like, as a woman for a long time, it's like, oh, you're too young to have kids, don't have kids, it will ruin your life and your body and your career, don't have children.
Yeah, by the way, what I advocate for is not the total destruction of women. No, what I advocate for here is a healthy society populated by positive masculinity and positive femininity. There are good things that both sexes have, and they should be promoted in society. And not just the toxic aspects of one of them.
And then all of a sudden you hit a certain age and it's like, your eggs, ma'am. I get it. It's frustrating. I get it. I hid my pregnancy from the internet. Nobody knew I was pregnant. Well, some of you guessed, because I was fat as f***. But anyway, I hid it from the internet, and while I was like 5 months pregnant, I was getting tweets from like groypers and like, TikTok, your eggs are drying up. But this like You haters, I got my cats. Enough. Stop spreading that attitude. Stop being a crab in a bucket. Like, even if you don't have children, that's fine. You could find other meaning in your life, obviously. But don't encourage that type of mindset. The amount of anti-natalist propaganda young men and young women see nowadays is like insane. But the biggest anti-natalist propaganda has to be like $3,000 rent, $2,000 daycare, and student debt, honestly. Like,
don't go to university. That would clear up the student debt. I mean, there are a lot of traits that are lacking. And I once again disagree a bit here. Once again, I say. That's, I think, the first time I actually disagree in this video. Because this is the first time she's socialist. No, I don't actually think the economics are that big of a deal for that. Of course, they are something that you think about when doing this. But I always have to think back, when did the boomer generation drop? Like a new iPhone, they dropped. When was the boomer generation? That was right after a world war. That was when economy was... the thing is, it's not only in America, the boomer generation. It also was in Germany. And Germany was at that time not doing very well after the Second World War. There were like some Russians in Germany, some Brits in Germany, some French people in Germany, some Americans in Germany, some Canadians in Germany. Yeah, we didn't do very well after being bombed to death once again after World War One, and then, yeah, and still they got children. And they were economically way worse off. They had no security other than their children at this point. So economic stability is not the biggest factor for this one. At least at some point. I think if you are living in luxury as we do in the West, maybe it is an important point there. Eastern Europe and Eastern Germany, of course, once they were in bad economic stances, getting a banana here was a weekly thing, like once a week, and then was like a big thing, and you had to have good connections to get the banana. You guys know it. You should know it in America. Yeah, and even there, the people still had many children. Like, it is not really the economy. It's something else, and I think it has to do with culture far more than economy. But well.
if we're being honest. It's just sad because, like, through all of history, like, imagine your ancestors, they've been through, like, war and famine, and you're just gonna end your bloodline because the rent is too high. But it's understandable. They don't feel like they can support.
I did the thing, the streamer thing, of pausing before before letting us speak. But yeah, like I said, like the boomer generations in the countries that lost, they didn't have a good half as good economic stance as you have, and still they got children. So
support a child. They can barely support themselves, especially on one income, like how it used to be. Those days are gone. You know, if I was president and I wanted to make America great.
I don't know if these were even here in Germany in the first place. Like, that is a uniquely American thing. Like, if I have to think back, the only time in history I know where women did not work at all and only cared about children in their household in Germany was 1939 to 1945. It was a bit of a different world. Before that, they still went through their daily lives and had to do things. In the medieval times, they had to work. There was no place for someone that didn't work at all. Unless you were, I don't know, royalty. Or something like that.
Again, that would be the thing I focus on the most. But no, we have to do another bullshit war in the Middle East. Okay, whatever, we're not going into that, not in this.
There is a conspiracy theory that does not include the Jews about that. From a German, which I talked about in the Discord with other creators. Maybe I will talk about that in a separate video on my channel again. Because it is quite interesting how when it's the left's turn, they focus mostly on, in the US, if it's the left's turn, they focus mainly on inland politics that care about getting all their points through, and when the right takes over, they don't focus on inland politics but out of country politics. So there is something interesting there.
This video, lots of strange reactions to this game. Let's clear some things up. Childless men do not have paternal instincts the way childless women have maternal instincts. Men first experience paternal instincts once they have their own children, and typically, those paternal instincts are only
This is also funny. This thing in itself started something that was my dialogue on X, which I will talk about in another video. Seeing it here, yeah. It was a big thing. I saw it everywhere where I watched stuff like the Side Scrollers podcast, and I think a ref video, I guess.
Ever felt for their own children and no one else's. Men are not nurturers. Men don't gush over cute kids in public. Men don't have baby fever. If a man wants to possess a child for any reason other than it being a product of his own lineage, he's likely a predator. What? Okay, first of all, even from like anecdotal common sense, this is just not true. This is obviously bullshit. Research literally shows that childless men experience like the desire for fatherhood almost just as much as childless women experience the desire for motherhood. Apparently, young men want children more than young women do nowadays. Many men, including childless men.
Well, that thing is probably has to do with a certain ideology that's pretty big in the West, that also is visible in how men see women and how women see men, at least in the youth, where women look way more harshly on men as men do on women. Men still love women. Women just don't love men anymore.
Men exhibit caregiving, protective responses.
It's feminism. It's because of fucking feminism. It is an anti-natalist ideology, anti-human ideology in its core, and the women that propagated it are heavily hating on a marriage, having children, the family as the core, and of course good relations between men and women.
To infants, even if they're not their own. All through history, men have protected, mentored, even died for kids that weren't their own. Also, with this logic, like uncles, stepdads, adoptive fathers, like anyone like that is a predator. Like men just have the protector gene, and this game just activates it. It's
What a way to find out I'm a predator. So sad. The uncle life. Fuck me. That's the only conclusion you can come to if you look at the way men are portrayed. Just fuck me.
It's really not deeper than that. Yes, it's true men don't have maternal instincts, but men do have paternal instincts. There's a reason this game is a...
Shocking news, men don't have motherly instincts, they only have fatherly instincts.
About protecting her from evil robots in space and not like... breastfeeding her. Yes, women and men are different. And a huge factor in this very popular trope is that the man gradually develops paternal instincts over the child despite his stoic, emotionally distant, masculine nature. These gamers are experiencing that through the main character. If Capcom's goal with Pragmata was to make everyone who plays this game want to be a parent, then they've done an amazing job. I always sit back when Diana starts playing and think to myself, so this is what it's like to have a daughter? She's so cute. And for the record, yes, that is what having kids is like. It's also not so fun stuff and lots of responsibility, but the good parts completely outweigh the bad and make it all worth it. There were hundreds of tweets from people, mostly childless people, mind you, being like, that's not what having a child is like, actually, you stupid gamer. It's actually terrible and awful. Men like this view having a daughter like having a pet dog. Once she grows up and isn't a cute little girl anymore, they'll begin to resent her. Men really do want...
How and why would they do that? I made the mistake again to rationalize with people on X.
Kids the way kids want a puppy. All the fun, but none of the responsibilities. I don't like the way you guys talk about children. Like, they aren't toys. People will lose their f***ing minds when they realize that kids aren't like a dog or cat. They're a goddamn nightmare. Watching a child play with a toy and actually raising a child are two completely separate things. Kids are adorable when they're calm and playful, but little demons when they're screaming, snotting, and destroying your shit and keeping you up at night. Men really think having children is easy and fun. It's not so fun when they're a pissing and shit and crying nonstop. Do you have kids? No, and I got my tube side 3 years ago, but thanks for asking. Wow, Diana's so cute. Maybe I want kids one day. Did you know they poop and pee and cry? Why this compulsive need to counter-signal this? Watching a fictional kid play with toys for a few seconds and thinking that's what it's like raising an actual human being is probably a sign you have zero idea what it really looks like being a parent, and you should not base your decision off a video game character. Wait, wait, this community note. OP is an e-girl with an OnlyFans account. You stupid gamers don't get it.
OnlyFans detected, opinion rejected. Of course. Of fucking course.
Doom scrolling TikTok and having multiple failed situationships is true happiness. Children are a burden. Nobody is saying parenting is easy. Nobody said that. All the parts parents say are the best parts. All the parts parents say are worth it. That is what people are seeing and yearning for. They have this like insane compulsion to attack anything that's like remotely pro-family, I guess because it culturally clocks as conservative. So you have to just shun it and mock it, or else you're doing a fascist propaganda or something. This whole thing has just been a litmus test for humanity. On one side, people who long for love and meaning and human connection desire deeper things and they're in touch with their humanity. And on the other side, miserable, insane freaks who want to destroy everything pure and wholesome. And then on the sidelines, normal people who just think this is a fun game. Yeah, that's probably most people.
That's always how it is. Most people actually don't care about any of this at all. What is happening here online, and good for them. Maybe better for them.
I think we're a little too online sometimes. So we have established that the broveries have been activated, but
Actually, I, for the most part, don't care. I got one game I play, or two, and I'm happy with them. I don't actually involve myself that much with such stuff. Like, I only know that this stuff happens because I watch a few channels that tell me, which I like drama, but I don't really involve myself in it or care too much about it, I guess. I just love listening to the stories afterwards.
this game. But is the male biological clock real? Unlike women who are born with a specific number of eggs, men create sperm all their life. Right now, as we speak, your balls are creating sperm. Men can technically get someone pregnant all their life. And by someone, I mean a woman, not a femboy. You can't get a femboy pregnant. Stop trying. Sperm quality tends to decline over time. Lower sperm count and more DNA damage to the sperm occurs. These changes usually start after 35 to 40 years old. So as men age, the risk of passing on genetic mutations increases. Similar to maternal age, higher paternal age has been associated with autism, schizophrenia, so basically being a ShoeOnHead fan, and other rare genetic...
True and real. Although my autism test said I'm barely autistic, okay? No. Yeah, that is true. That's why you shouldn't wait too long, actually. That's why doing it in the 30s is not really the best way to do it. But well, it happens with the society and putting focus on different things.
Disorders, as well as the chance of miscarriage rates being higher. So when red pill manosphere people tell you like...
Although, maybe it would be better so we can get all the autists that can become the fortune autists later on. Maybe we should have children later on. For a higher rate of internet autists, I guess.
Like, oh, you have all the time in the world to have children, bro. Focus on yourself, queen. Get that bag. Like, technically, they're correct. Physically, you do have all the time in the world, but that doesn't mean you should wait. Having kids is more than the ability to reproduce. You want energy to chase a toddler around. You want your kids to have their father in their life for a long time. You want to see your kid graduate and maybe have children of their own. You want to give your parents grandchildren. You don't want to be a super old dad or mom. But if that's how it happens, and that's great. Life is not...
Yeah, that is true. Having many children in the beginning stages is better, since you have more time once they are grown to guide them, work with them, and help them out.
Not a Hallmark movie, but it should not...
And they can help you out then as well. So there's not only the selfless thing, there's also the selfish thing right there. That's pretty much all the incentives are for us to have children earlier rather than later. But of course not too early. I don't want like teenage pregnancies a lot. It's more about yeah, I think like 25 is pretty much like the prime age where you should start, personally.
Not be the ideal for men and women. Like, if you are in a stable relationship, get married and have kids as soon as possible. Honestly, it's the stable relationship part I think people are having the most trouble with. It's easy to be like, find a wife and get married and have kids, bro. And it's like, find a wife? From where? The wife store? Listen, I believe...
Back in the day, we had MMOs for that. Nowadays, I always say that, like, yeah, go to places where it's the hobby thing. Women are most of the time there where you can go and it's a hobby thing. At least if you look for a woman that shares the same hobbies. I personally am not against workspace relationships as well. Yeah, or if you're really lucky, you can actually succeed with a dating app.
Have that one day and on. I believe you will have that wife and daughter or son. You will have a little Diana of your own one day. You will hang those
We all gonna make it, boys.
drawings on your fridge. Don't blackpill, don't doom. We're all gonna make it. Same to you ladies watching. If I can make it, you can make it. So what did you guys think of it?
True, woman, you can find your own troll on the internet and then get married with him and get pregnant by him. That is very true.
Have you played Pragmata? Did you like it? Did it make you feel those fatherly or motherly instincts? Is your biological clock ticking? Do you have baby fever? If you like this video, please subscribe, and if you can, donate to my Patreon, link down below. All Patreons get the raw, uncensored version of the video a day before it comes out, and I'm going to start doing live streams for Patreon members only, so that should be fun. And I will see you guys soon with a new video. A slot video, hopefully. Bye!
I mean, kind of, this was a stop video, no? I mean, this was not really about left-right things and more about a cultural war, I guess. Anyways, why is there nothing linked? Early mistakes, early mistakes. Does it still come? Does it still come? Oh, there is nothing I might like, or...
Why is the child sexy?
Right. Okay, with that, and with this preview of only VTubers, I guess we can put it here.
It may not.
Make a surprise Makalana face. Interesting video. I was not too involved in seeing what the Pragmata thing was about. I watched like the 1 hour gameplay that Smagalandan posted on this game. It's very telling. It's I think I'm a bit tired of it, of this stuff. At this point, I see them post and I just know, yeah, I don't care what you think. You don't want humanity to be alive, so why would I care what you think? I just care that you are not the ones that hold any power. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this a bit. If you did so, I guess we will see each other hopefully soon. If not here, then probably somewhere in the comments, I guess. Until then, bye bye.